here is your grid. Starting on pole position will be Germany's Austin Lee. Alongside will be Belarus's Maxim Sachurko in the 235. Nikita Genza, representing Germany in the 202, will line up on third position alongside the 219 of Sam Bergstein from the Netherlands. Charles Peters and Can Agasade in the 269 from the Netherlands and the 203 from Germany, respectively. That is row number 3. Nathan Schaap and Mikkel Garde Pedersen from the Netherlands and Denmark, respectively, in the numbers 233 and 252. That is row number 4. Completing the top 10 will be the driver in 9th position, the 265 of Poland's David Outleitner, with Sweden's Astrid Amlof alongside in the 297. Then it is Chloe from Belgium, Schoens in the 226, then Laukeron Sorensen, Nick Gerhards, and Variotto Wildemann. That is the 15 strong. The rain, as those that are watching at home, you can see the camera lenses are getting deluged, as well as the local air above the asphalt having a bit more rain going upwards, along with that coming downwards. So it's going to be interesting over the next 7 minutes plus an additional lap. So very shortly we'll go into racing action. As we've got one driver stuck on, well, has gone spinning off of turn number 8 as the remainder of the field, led by Austin Lee and Maxim Sachurko, who's running on the Intrepid chassis there. As now we have, looks like Cloeta's being the one that spun and ends up at the back of the field. 7 minutes of racing action to see who out of these 15 drivers will be in the top 6 that will qualify for the final this afternoon. And we will find out very, very shortly. So we go into a second chance of getting this race underway. I know that the drivers were a little bit eager to get going. So we'll have Austin Lee, Maxim Sachurko on the front row of the grid. So they head towards turn 12, 7 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap this afternoon. So they go into the tram lines, we go, lights out for 7 minutes, and slowing to an absolute crawl is unfortunately for Astrid Amloff, as it is 3-4 abreast going into, and there has been an incident. One cart's ended up the wrong way, coming out of turn 2, and someone's beached on the curbs, manages to fire up the rear wheels, gets it back out on circuit as the field now heads into turn 6 for the first time. And there is definitely a battle going on for second position, as looks like there is a change through turn number 7. I think Austin Lee is currently leading proceedings, as it's very tentative through turn number 8, and it was 3 abreast. One driver gets swamped from the right and the left-hand side at exactly the same time. And they are all battling for what was 3 abreast, actually coming out of turn number 9, so Austin Lee leads. And I think that is Nick Gerhards, of all people, that's flung his way to the front. No, that might be. No, that's Maxim's. That is. Nick Gerhards has actually come from the back of the field up to what is second position on the road, as everyone's trying to neatly negotiate their way through the traffic. So Lee leads from Gerhards, who closes up into the braking zone on turn 2. Then it is an absolute free-for-all as Lee nearly loses out of the lead at that particular point. So Austin Lee ran wide. Tim Gerhards tried to capitalise, but then the young German, who's originally from Portland, Oregon, in the United States, he came powering through out of turn 3, having got some traction and momentum as a result of it, but it's not going to be easy for the youngster based out of Nuremberg, as there's more changes. There is an absolute cavalcade of carts, about 5 of them, and it's a 3-way scrap for what is 6th on the road. And so those drivers are pretty much in the danger zone, as it's 4 abreast coming out of turn 9. And we've had a spinner. We've had a spinner who's done 360 degrees and done a bit of a sideways. Matthias Ekstrom coming towards on the straightaway, coming towards turn number 10. So round and round, pirouetting, and thank goodness the driver was pointing in the right direction when they came back onto the circuit. So Nick Gerhards leads by nearly 0.8 of a second over Austin Lee. Sam Bergstein, who started down in 4th position, now 3rd. And Jori Schoens started from 12th, 2 places ahead of Nick Gerhards, who started on the penultimate position on the grid. Kian Agasade now is in 5th ahead of Variato Wildemann. Let's have a look at this replay here. So I've just seen that was the 2... That was Outlander, I think, that got sideways, and the driver that ended up pirouetting and going sideways on the grass. That was a bit of a distinctive. I'm just wondering whether that might have been Nikita Genzer, but Genzer's all the way down right towards the back end of the field. As again, it is not easy out there for any of these drivers, as we do have one driver that is now out of the race. I did see one of the drivers actually walking towards one of the marshalling posts, towards the far side of the circuit, as now it's a bit of a change around. So it is about it's about the karting hokey cokey, and it's about who's going to get in front first in the wet weather conditions. So Bergstein leads, Gerhard second, Schoens Lee, Agasade now in 5th place, Pedersen, Outleitner on the cusp, as Austin Lee trying to keep Agasade at bay, who goes up the inside to take 4th place through turn number 4. Vicky Threffel, who's just Threeful, that's just asked about the running order for the finals. As soon as I have the results, we'll make sure that those get posted to our social media, or to the Facebook page itself. So we've got about 2 minutes and 19 seconds plus an additional lap left still to go in this race. And it's very much the case that who is going to be there across the finish line first? It looks like Schoens has got the lead ahead of Gerhards, who gets pounced off. Well, that's for second. So Gerhards drops to fourth place, sorry. Agasade, I think, is in third. As now Nick Gerhards retaliates and goes back into third position, but it's going to be nip and tuck going into into turn 2 itself. We've got just over 1 minute and 40 plus an additional lap left to go here. In this race, and it still is undecided because with the way that the weather conditions are at the moment, it is anyone's guess who is going to end up in front of who. It's about who manages to control the conditions in the best possible way as such. So Bergstein has a lead of around 2.3 seconds on that last lap as such. And still a little bit of tussling between, that's the 2:26 of Schoens in second position, Agasade from Germany in third place, with Nick Gerhards about 5 to 6 kart lengths behind, and Austin Lee is now in danger as the 2:35 of Maxim Sachurko goes up the inside of the young German, who instantly gets the power down nicely coming out of the final corner. We go on to the penultimate lap. 30 seconds plus 1 lap to go, as again it is the same situation. Sachurko and Lee were battling on the front of the field. Now they're battling for the last position, provisionally speaking, of the top 6. Because at the moment Sam Bergstein has a 3.6 second advantage so far. And we now have 0 on the clock. Timer has expired here in the junior second chance heat. So next time around, someone will get the final lap board. So Sam Bergstein comes around the final corner, sees the last lap board. That's it. So that's the sign that the 2:19 from the Netherlands needs. Agasade across the line in second, and then that will be Jori Schoens, Nick Gerhards, Mikkel Garde Pedersen, Maxim Sachurko, and Austin Lee are significantly further apart than what the young German from Nuremberg will want. So the 2:23 started on pole position in this race and now has it slipping away from his grasp, unfortunately. But a very good character building weekend for the youngster based out of Nuremberg. And we've had a couple of other drivers fall by the wayside. Astrid Anlöf, unfortunately, on the very first lap. Larkeron Sorensen on lap 3. Variato Wildemann looks to be out of the running order of things, down in 13th position. As the checkered flag will now be prepared on the start-finish line to welcome the Junior Rotax second chance heat winner, which in this instance here this afternoon on Sunday, the 8th of March 2020, it goes to the 2:19 of Sam Bergstein from the Netherlands. Kian Agasade from Germany, second. Jori Schoens in third place. Nick Gerhards will end up going to the final a bit further behind his twin brother Tim, having taken fourth. Mikkel Garde Pedersen from Denmark and Maxim Sachurko from Belarus. They are, provisionally speaking, your top 6 qualifiers for the 34 strong that will be on the grid for Junior Rotax final, their final this afternoon. Austin Lee would round out his race and weekend in 7th ahead of Nikita Genser. David Outletner would only manage as high up as 9th in the running order, with Nathan Schaap, Charles Peters, Gilles Chloé being the last of the 12 classified finishers, as there is the forlorn number 250 of Variato Wildermann from Germany, whose race ended on lap 6. Lalaker on Sorensen's on lap 2, with Astrid Amloff unfortunately not even making it to the end of the very first lap in the junior second chance heat here at Karting Genk.